different. We had long service starting from the evening, and we are still in the celebration of the Mass. So we try to reflect a little more on what Christmas means through our prayers, through the different readings, and all those things we try to reflect a little more and experience the peace and joy of Christmas in a different way. We have a small clip here, I noticed, nativity scene, which is not usual here. And many of you may have read, just recently the story came out in a Sunday Shadow. I don't really read usually that one, but I picked up this time. I saw the story of how the nativity scene started. It was with the Francis of Assisi. So it's quite a recent origin. Few centuries, but compared to the life of church. And St. Francis had a very simple one. He made the statues. He had little straw and other things, and this one prepared there. And ordinary people came and celebrated. And it is said in the story, it is said that I was hearing that part for the first time. As he went down and kissed the baby took life. And so many miracles were worked. And therefore people took the straw home and kept it in their house. Whenever the animals got sick, cows got sick, they would give a couple of those straws and get them well. And St. Francis, it's written there, take that one in order to contemplate. That was a tool to contemplate on the mystery of the Incarnation as it took place. A more elaborate, little more historical part of that story is that all these people were ordinary people who came from all around. And they sang and prayed. They came, of course, with children would not know. We have different kinds of torches. Today we have flashlights. We have different torches today. That means you take few leaves, burn them, and they come down because there was no electricity. So they would all come there. The whole night they were praying, singing and praising, led by the Francis most part, and then of course the priest celebrating the Mass, Francis preaching, being a deacon preaching at the Mass. And they experienced pure joy in that celebration. That is what the church is inviting to do. That in all these celebrations we can reach out that one. And the means for that, as Francis shows us, recapturing that joy which was always proclaimed, which was lost. Francis was able to recapture that one through contemplation of the mysteries. Meditating, contemplating, visualizing, and experiencing that way the presence of Jesus in their midst, in their hearts. And that is the fundamental and the initial way of experiencing the joy of Christmas, contemplating, knowing the presence of Jesus in our hearts, watching the nativity scene, that we are able to capture that one in our own hearts and carry it with us, so that that presence remains with us. It enlightens us. Looking at these statues, it is enlightened from inside. And that is what should happen to each one of us when we walk out of here. That we are enlightened by the powerful, enlightening, joyful presence of Jesus. That we cannot hold that joy. That we bring it to the people who we meet. That we can be in that state of joy. Sure, it may not be an exploding one as it is, but there should be an element of it at least. And then we bring it home as we meet. Can this day, maybe next day, tomorrow of course, as we sleep and get up, so we speak of this day because we already started Christmas. Can this day be a little more joyful day for the family? When you reach out for that bottle, ask yourself, if I get really drunk, is it going to be joyful for my family? If I'm enlightened from inside, if I have been caught by this presence of Jesus, can I do that? Do I need that? When we relate to the people in the family, to each other, when we open our mouths to talk, we want to ask ourselves, is this coming from the joy I experienced in the contemplation of the Nativity, which I bring along? Can I be more loving in my conversation? Can I be more giving in my action? Can I know the presence of Jesus and spirate that presence? And that, of course, is the challenge before us. And contemplating that nativity, we are struck by the simplicity of that event. None of those big things that we have for Christmas. And yet, the simplicity of it. And it is there that the shepherds would find their Creator. It is there the kings would find their Savior. It is there the broken-hearted would find their lives together. The simplicity. I was reading this story, it's not a story, the real incident about this man. I forget his name. I think his last name is Warren, and he wrote this famous book, Purpose-Driven Life. He's a pastor of some independent church, very famous. He was the one who said prayer, I think, at the last inauguration of President Obama. So there's some experience from his life that I was just reading from the other day. Because his wife was suffering from cancer. It is precisely in that context. He writes this book and he publishes it, and he sells 1 million copies. As he puts himself, making him notoriously rich. So he says, we asked ourselves, me and my wife asked ourselves, how are we going to do with this money? How are we going to do justice to this money? This unexpected, huge amount. And he said, we decided that we are not going to have anything extra in our home. Our lifestyle is going to remain the same. And we are going to use that money differently. He said, I stopped taking salary from the church, and he says other things which he did. I guess all of that are true, but whatever it is, from what he says, the simplicity. He says, therefore I know the joy of serving Jesus. When we reach out for all the other things that we think it will make us happy, does it feel empty? When the people somehow go to the Mass, as I said, and then rush for all the celebrations and parties and drinking, at the end of the day, are they left empty or full? We need to be full. We want to remain full. That's what the angels were inviting us to. So we contemplate the mystery of Jesus, the mystery of the incarnation, knowing how God loves and cares for us, and He lives what is there to be with us, to be one of us. When He comes down, sheds all those things, and comes with the bare minimum, and is there and is inviting us to that. He is inviting us to find joy in Him, in His presence. Is that possible? Yes. When we open ourselves, when we seek to be like Him, He becomes like us, so we would be like Him. He brings us about His love, that we may share in it and know we are loved